For this exercise, I'm going to make use of the classic menu. So on the left hand side, if you go all the way down to your survey, you'll see that your cadastral commands will be added to the list. Alternatively, you can go to application, you can go down to survey, and you'll find the commands over there as well. So the first exercise that we're going to do, because as you can see on the left hand side, you get your calculation commands, you'll get your drafting commands, as well as your consistency commands, and so forth. So our first exercise that we're going to use is on the right hand side. You will see that I've got my angle, my degrees, minutes and seconds, but I would like to add spacing in between so that I can stretch it over this area that's covered. So the command that I'm going to use on the left hand side, you will see that there's an option that says stretch a direction by adding space. So I'm going to click on the command, and Caddie will ask me indicate the direction to stretch. So all you have to do is you're going to left click on that angle, and as you can see, every time you left click, it adds a space. If I press escape, and then the command just left of it is the opposite, and that is to compress a direction. So I'm going to click on the command, every time I left click, it compresses it with one space. Then we've got the command below that says move a direction over a line and change 180 degrees. Now if you look at this, degrees, minutes and seconds, 245, so it means it's from left to right, but I would like to change it 180 degrees. So I'm going to click on the command. Caddie will ask us indicate the direction to swap 180 degrees. So as soon as I left click, you'll see it change to 65, because now it calculates it from right to left. Then another nice command is move a text in line. So if I'm going to click on the command, as you can see, this 125.9, I would like to move it, but I would like to keep it. I don't know what's the angle, so I cannot just make use of the tab key. But if I use the command itself, I click on the command, Caddie will ask us indicate the text to move. I'm going to click on the text, and as you may notice, it creates like a ghost line, construction lines. It will keep it aligned till you place it. So that is when it comes to moving your text. Let's do some street commands. Now the first one I'm going to show you on the left hand side, you will see that there's an option that's called add street names. So what that means is Caddie will going to ask you indicate first line for street, indicate the second line for street, and it give the name street as well as then the width of the street. The same as when it comes to a connection. As you can see, here's a connection. So on the left hand side, the command itself says add street connection. Caddie will ask us indicate first point. So I'm going to indicate the first point, indicate the second point. It depends on the direction that you indicate. First point, second point, that's your degrees, minutes and seconds, as well as the width of the street. Then you can also add it to the street name itself. So on the left hand side, you will see that there's one that's called add width to street name. We're going to click on the command. Caddie will ask us indicate first line for street, indicate the second line, and then Caddie will ask us indicate the street name. And as you can see, it adds the width of the street to the street name. Now before we move on to the next command, I just want to recap on the existing command, and that is to add a prefix to existing text. So on your left hand side, under annotate, you go down to text, and in a subcolumn you go down and you find and replace text. In this dialog, my selection is going to be a polygon, so I'm going to define with a polygon, and my prefix is going to be ERF space earth. So it's going to be a prefix. I'm going to say OK, and Caddie will ask us draw clockwise polygon around the area. So I'm going to start off over there, and I go down over to here. E for end, Caddie confirms. Alpha occurrences found, regen to remove virtual markers. So I'm say OK, R for regen, press escape, and as you can see, it add the prefix. So the next command I'm going to introduce to you is on the left hand side. If you're going to go to your calculations, in the subcolumn, you see there's a command that's called convert arcs to chords. So I'm going to click on the command, and we're going to make use of indicate. And then you've got an option either chord length or number of chords. So the first exercise is going to be number of chords. Caddie asks us number of chords. Let's make them 8. I'm going to press enter, and Caddie asks us indicate arc to convert. So I'm going to indicate the arc, and as you can see, it converts the arc to chord. The second exercise is the same command. I'm going to use indicate, but this time I'm going to ask Caddie for a chord length. My chord length is going to be 7,000 because I'm in millimeters. Press enter. Caddie asks us indicate arc to convert. Indicate the arc, and if you're now going to measure between 2 points, first point, second point, you will see in the command line Caddie confirms 7,000. The next command is transverse related, so we remain under the calculation option. So we're going to click on the command that says transverse and adjust. Caddy will ask us, indicate start of transverse. I'm going to be a freehand. Caddy ask us the distance. I'm going to say 50 meters. And I press enter. Caddy ask us the direction. Now my survey is set up, so to go to the right it's going to be 270 degrees. And I'm going to press enter. Then Caddy will ask us for a name. So I'm going to say A, and I press enter. Now I'd like to go down, so my distance is going to be 50, I'm happy with 50 meters, and my direction is going to be down, that's going to be 0 degrees. Press enter, and my name is going to be B, so I just press enter. Now I want to go to the left, but this time I'm not going to say 50 meters, I'm going to say 49. As you can see, I'm making a mistake for a reason. So I'm going to say the meter is 49, my direction, I'm going to go to the left, it's going to be 90 degrees, and that's going to be C. I press enter. And now I would like to go up, so once again I'm not going to say 50 meters, I'm going to say 49 meters. My direction is going to be 180 degrees, and that is going to be number D, and I press enter. And then Caddy will ask us 0 to N, so I'm going to type in 0, press enter, and Caddy will ask us, do you want to adjust the transverse? I'm going to say yes, and as you can see, Caddy will ask us, indicate point to adjust transverse to. So I'm going to zoom in, S for snap, and I'm going to indicate, now have a look and see what's going to happen with the degrees, minutes and seconds. As soon as I indicate the point, if I zoom out, press escape, and then as you can see, Caddy will do the adjustment or the correction for you.